How much do you think we know each other, like as buddies?
7.
A 7 out of 10?
You just said how much, like how much do we know each other? So
Like a 7 out of 10.
Yeah, I'd say so. 6
I'd
or 7
say,
out of 10.
Yeah, probably 5 or 6.
Oh. Well, maybe I know more about you than you know about me.
That's probably true.
So in my point of view, I'm like, I know you as a 7, but you only know me as a 5 or a 6. I guess I need to be more open.
Yeah.
I'm also good at asking questions. You need to ask me questions.
Like what?
About me and my life.
I've been trying, and you're like, I asked you about your school, and you're like, well, that went well, I think.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, that was a good question. I was going to ask you a good question just a second ago, and then I forgot, like, immediately. Okay, we were talking about how well do we know each other.
I said 6 or 7.
I know what it is. I know what it is. So today, okay, this is cool. So whenever people are going to see this is going to be way after this happens.
Oh, again, today is January 4th, 2019.
So here's the thing. That today I was walking with NASA's getting ready for our podcast. And I kind of got distracted. Talk about, our podcast is about focusing, and I got distracted, which, happens to me a lot. But I got distracted about this. Naming my podcast. So as of now, I've shot, I think this is like my 9th or 10th podcast. Several people have.
This is the 9th.
Yeah, so I've done, like, I count 2 of them. One person did 2 of them, and you're now doing 3 of them. This is your 3rd, basically.
Is the first one split up?
The first one is confidence and organization. The second one was focusing.
And being your direct support professional.
Right. But yeah, I've been thinking really hard about what I want to name my podcast. So I want to explain what I've thought about so far. The Calvin Keeney Show. There's some people that do that. So I definitely want Calvin Keeney in the title, not so much as because I kind of feel weird about making it all about me, but really you want your name in the title, so when people search for it, it comes up. Mm-hmm. So definitely want name in the title. Calvin Keeney Show is kind of generic, but it kind of sounds a little...
So you more want named your channel.
Yeah.
When you said name the show, I thought you meant like the different individual podcasts.
Yeah, I guess I want to name, the channel. So my podcast as a whole. Like Calvin Keeney Show, I'm not really sold on that one. It kind of sounds...
I think it sounds pretty cool, actually.
Really? I also thought about... Today, I thought about Calvin Keeney and Friends. Because what I've noticed is most of my podcast is with me and my friends. And that will probably change someday. I will likely reach out. But ideally, I want to be doing podcasts and interviewing people that are like-minded in a sense that they're either creative, caring, or competitive, or someone that I just vibe with, I definitely don't want to just do a podcast with some person that I don't really vibe with, because I've done that before, and that's not very fun.
But you said you want to do it with people, like, you don't know, though, right?
But, like, not that, people that I might not know personally, but, like, maybe I see their content, and I'm like, oh, they seem interesting. Mm-hmm. I want to... collaborate with them and do a podcast with them, and we could talk about being creative or caring or whatever, or competitive. But maybe I don't know them personally like I know you. Like, we're a good solid 5, 6 out of 10 kind of friends,
Solid 5.
But someone that I just saw their content on the internet, maybe we're like a 1 or a 2. Like, we don't know each other personally, but we know of each other's content.
Are you going to do videos just by yourself at all? Because then it wouldn't be Calvin Keeney with friends.
Well, but, okay, yeah, I guess I need to specify. So I'm talking about my podcast. You're right. Nope, you're right. Because on my podcast, you're right. I'm planning on doing solo stuff. Man, you're so good. All right, we're a 7 out of 10 now. We just jumped up. This casual podcast has brought us from a solid 5 to probably a 7.
Awesome. Just jumped up 2 points.
That's perfect. Because, okay, here's my idea. I have this idea for some live talks. Maybe they're not live, but some people give talks to big audiences live, right?
Yes.
That sounds freaking terrifying to me, okay? So instead, I'm thinking about drawing pictures of people on putting them on my wall and giving a speech to the
I think
people on my
something
wall.
easier would be to put like on your this TV you have right here. Just get a picture of an audience. It might be a lot easier just to Google a picture, put it up there.
Yeah, I could do that.
And then talk to the people. Save a lot of effort.
I think it would be very kind of comical to have the hand-drawn things too. Well, anyway, so it's me giving a speech to people that aren't really people in the sense that, you know.
It's a practice.
Yeah, so it'd be more, but I think that giving speeches would be helpful to my audience because I know a lot of stuff about a few things. You know, coaching or being a direct support professional and other stuff. Being competitive, like I'm super competitive, and how to deal with being competitive and creative.
You got your degree.
Creative, caring, and competitive. Like I want to make speeches or talks about those three things, and then make videos of me giving those speeches, and then have them on my podcast. So you're perfectly right. Like this wouldn't be Calvin Keeney and Friends if I'm doing solo stuff like that.
I like the Calvin Keeney Show.
You think so? Like it doesn't. To me, I'm worried I'm gonna sound that sounds way too selfish. Or like, do you know the word? What's the word?
Welcome to the Calvin Show. Yeah, it's
It doesn't sound too. Is it narcissistic? The right word?
Yeah. Narcissistic is like
it doesn't sound
all about me. I'm better.
Well,
than
okay,
you.
but here's the thing. I guess like I could worry about that, but really like I'm not intending it to be like that way, right? So I don't need to worry about that.
because the whole point of these podcasts are to help the listeners, like try and improve their mental health, their day-to-day lives. So if anything, it's kind of like everything we're talking about is to help improve not only your life, my life, but everyone's life.
So really, the only people that would think like, oh, why would he name it that? That's really selfish or whatever.
Are
the
people who
that
haven't
wouldn't
listened to it.
Right. Man, you're smart. 8 out of 10. Let's go. 8 out of 10. We need to do more casual podcasts. Like we're gonna be at 11 out of 10 before you know it. No, I think you're totally right, and I'm really gonna consider that and other names like that as I make this. 'Cause again, like as we're shooting this, I haven't published a single podcast. I plan on making my podcast, the name of the podcast, and all of that all at once when I have about 5 of these podcasts edited and ready to go, which will be fairly soon, I think.
Well, how are you going to name the individual videos? Just like focusing with Peyton or...
Yeah.
Or...
I'm not as worried about...
Special Olympics with Casey.
Yeah, I'm not as worried about naming the individual episodes because that is much easier for me to change and do as it comes up. But the name of the podcast as a whole, I want to get at least somewhat correct so that going forward, it's not Calvin Keeney and Friends, and then I have 20 episodes of just me talking to the camera. And that's why I talked about it with you, and that was super helpful. Good job again.